Now that the multi-million-dollar eating hype machine that was Suicide Squad has finally been shut off, the reviews for the movie are abysmal to say the least. When the movie released, it did so to the tune of 37% on Rotten Tomatoes and bottomed out around 26%, only to settle at around 27%, which was the same score as its predecessor, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Now, this is considerably worse than what I'd initially predicted on my blog site, Merrick Says Stuff, at WordPress.com. In one of my blogs, I had stated that Suicide Squad, among other upcoming DC flicks such as Wonder Woman and Justice League, would pretty much release at mediocre scores comparable to X-Men Apocalypse, which in my opinion is the very definition of a mediocre superhero movie. So, considering the scoring, I find it ironic how at the premiere, the director of Suicide Squad, David Ayer, tweeted "fuck Marvel" and joined in with fans chanting it. Now, I suppose if by fuck he was referring to himself, bent over aggressively shoving his brown eye onto the tip of Stan Lee or some other Marvel executive's dick, then sure, fuck Marvel. Now, unlike my response, the reply from Marvel executives like Joe Quesada and Stan the Man Lee was nothing short of classy, with them tweeting, "Hey Marvel faithful, I know you're upset, but cut David Ayers a break. It was all in good fun. Can't wait to see Suicide Squad. Best of luck, David. And hey, don't feel too bad about dropping the F-bomb. It's a compliment of the highest order." The last being from Stan the Man Lee himself. Now, it was both incredibly mature and magnanimous of him to reply in such a fashion and even encourage the success of David Ayer. Now, in response to the low Rotten Tomatoes scores, DC fan Abdullah Coldwater created a petition supposedly as a means for fans to express their anger over the perceived unfair treatment of Suicide Squad and other previous Warner Brother superhero flicks like Batman v Superman and Man of Steel. They demanded that Rotten Tomatoes, the site that compiles aggregate critic reviews, be shut down. Now, I found it kind of cute. This notion that little Abdullah from Alexandria, Egypt, started a petition to have Rotten Tomatoes shut down because they didn't like what they heard. I really shouldn't be surprised that someone from Egypt moved to create a petition to shut something down because they said something they didn't like. I mean, how many regime changes has Egypt experienced over the past 8 years? Now, the problem isn't critic responses or some perceived notion that Marvel is paying off critics or critics are biased solely, on the basis of DC. Or that people will pretty much say or do what critics tell them to do. Now, if critics really had that much power, Michael Bay's Transformers franchise would have died a horrible death a long time ago. No, the problem lies with DC, Warner Brothers, and their rabid fans who are suckers for pain, who mindlessly keep buying into this garbage. If they want a quality superhero movie, they should demand it instead of like sheep flocking to theaters to give Warner Brothers their money in hopes that the next movie will be good. I'm not sure why people are so surprised by the negative responses. I mean, the thing of it is, it was under a rushed production. The movie only had 6 weeks to develop a script, and they were pretty much hamstrung by production deals in terms of toy sales and whatnot. Anyway, if you liked what you've heard so far, please visit my blog site, Merrick Says Stuff, at WordPress.com, and if you like this, subscribe. I'm Merrick, and I say thank you very much.